Good evening, everybody. My name is Raj Lakiani. I work at Athena Power. And as I speak to you today, I speak to you as our friends in Puerto Rico are still without power. I speak to you today as our friends in Florida and Texas are still licking their wounds from the hurricanes that ravaged their communities. We all know how vital power is to our civilization. It affects every facet of our lives. And as a country, we really need to be doing more to invest in our infrastructure. So I'm not just here to pitch my product, my company, but also to be here as a concerned citizen about our country's infrastructure. We know our infrastructure is crumbling. And we know there are a lot of things that are affecting our infrastructure, particularly our grid, where 90% of all outages occur. Okay, we know extreme weather events. If any year opened your eyes up, it was this year with the intensity and the frequency of storms. In fact, we know statistically storms have doubled since 2003. We had 15 in 2001, 78 in 2007, 307 in 2011. These are major outages. It wasn't not too long ago that this region, and when I say this region, I also mean the Northeast as well, was badly damaged by Hurricane Sandy. We also got hit by the derecho, the DC folks. I remember, I was living in Bethesda. We were without power for a week. So we know extreme weather events are here to stay. They're only going to magnify. And it's not just weather that's affecting our infrastructure and particularly our grid, right? It's the actual infrastructure itself that's old, it's failing, right? We know that our electrical system is actually 285% more unreliable than it was in 1984. We haven't done anything about it. The American Society of Civil Engineers has given us a D+ on our infrastructure. Okay, I did better than that in school, okay? Our average power plant is 30 years old. Our average transmission line is 25 years old. Our average transformer is 40 years old. And there's a beautiful chart here from General Electric that shows the exponential probability of failure after year 40 for transformers. So all of us in this room, and everyone looks very, very young, we're all gonna see a lot of infrastructure failing. And another thing, because we work directly with utilities all the time, every day, every minute, the workforce. People are retiring, and they're not being replaced fast enough. This is all affecting essentially our infrastructure. Okay. There's some other things here that are not included in this chart that are also affecting our infrastructure. We love renewable power, but it's actually affecting the grid. When you have very high penetrations of it, it causes power flow chaos. And we have this happening in California right now with Southern Cal Edison. And it's going to happen to a lot of other utilities, right? We know as we get more electric vehicles adopted, that's going to also reduce the life cycle of a lot of our infrastructure. So Raj Lakiani isn't here, Athena Power isn't here to present a solution that's going to solve all these issues. We're merely a piece of the pie. And what Athena Power focuses on is the underground electrical system, our underground distribution grid, which represents all our major cities, by the way. And whether it's BG, whether it's Baltimore or New York or Chicago, these cities, which, by the way, 80% of our population lives in, uses underground distribution systems. And they are old, they're degraded, and they're ripe for failure. And they are failing, I can tell you, they are failing. And for a lot of us that live in the city, it's failing. We're seeing more underground faults, we're seeing more overloaded conditions, we're seeing other issues as well. And we need to do something to address it. And it's certainly not feasible or economical or scalable to replace every single underground cable in the city, right? But what does make sense, what's an economical solution, is retrofitting our underground cables with smart sensors, with intelligence, with power electronics. And that here at Athena Power is what we're doing. We're basically helping our utilities preserve and extend the life of their underground distribution grid. So what we have is a self-powered underground wireless fault detection sensor. Now, some of you are saying, what the hell did he just say? Well, let me just tell you what I just said. Think of it as a Fitbit for the underground electrical grid. But unlike a Fitbit where you have to charge that damn thing every week, ours is completely self-powered. It's inductively powered. Dave is going to show you right here. So this is a beautiful yoga bag, by the way. So meet the Athena UFD 1000 Generation 2. She's stunning. This is just my baby, okay? Completely submersible, highly reliable, accurate, looks at faults. Its major applications are we help find underground faults, we help find other irregularities, other infrastructure failures, neutral failures. We help with integrating renewable power because we can do bidirectional power flow, and we can look at other power quality issues. Inside, it's an engineering marvel. We've got our low power electronics, and our motherboard consumes 0.36 watts, unheard of. This is basically like a Maserati, okay? The power is off like using volt power. I mean, it's just got so many cool things. A super cap system. We work with any sort of radio. So our product, our solution, if you will, turnkey solution, is we sell this beautiful sensor, okay, to utilities directly. We have software, and we sell services. And is one of our customers here, BG&E? No? Okay, our margins are really high. We do about 65, 70% gross margins, okay? I have 1 minute, shit, okay. So let me run through this. So we cover a number of different sort of assets within the utility. So pad mount switchgear, pad mount transformers, subsurface switchgear, subsurface transformers. So it's extremely versatile. What's the value proposition of this? Well, we had PG&E look at inductively powered line sensors. What they saw ultimately was a 12.6 to 18% reduction in outage time. They also were able to save 600,000 minutes in outage time last year. What did that do? That warranted a $55 million RFP for half of their electrical system to have sensors all over the Bay Area. So, and basically what they saw was for every dollar that they spent, they saw $140 in savings. So it's a slam dunk. I love this slide. It's like going in front of Chipotle. You have a lot of different options. You got the base product with power harvesting options, submersible sensors, voltage monitoring, communications. So we basically work with all sorts of utilities, and we support the various flexibility that is needed throughout their systems. We started with Baltimore Gas and Electric. They're our favorite utility. We also are working, we just signed a project with ComEd. We delivered a big order to Detroit Edison. We're starting a project with Southern Cal Edison as well as NMAX. This is what our product looks like installed. This was one of our first installs at Baltimore Gas and Electric, 35 kV switchgear. It was an asset that was not connected. We had a really nice, simple, easy install there. You can see the power harvester, harvesting power from phase B, the Rogowski coils on the different phases. The utilities love this.
Let's get some Q&A in.
Oh, yeah, and just, can I just say one last thing? Sorry about that. So just this last month, we got a massive order from Baltimore Gas and Electric. They loved our pilot, and we got a 12x size order. It's huge. We're struggling to meet it. We added 2 new customers, ComEd and Detroit Edison. We introduced software last year, and it got successfully adopted by all our customers. Another really cool thing is we just signed a partnership with Silver Spring Networks. They have 80 customers globally. We did this for Exelon, and we have another underground product that's going to complement this one, and it's just going to be freaking sweet. I can't wait to tell you about it, maybe offline. We've been self-funded, organic growth, and to date, we are monitoring 274 cables. You can see our exponential growth, and we're really, really excited about solving America's infrastructure issues. Thank you.
Raj, here you go. I was really sad after that first slide, but that box made me happy. So I just want to thank you for that experience.
You can hold it, Marco, if you want.
I was expecting fairies and unicorns to pop out of it, so thank you. I do have a question. I'm wondering, with the sales cycle being a recurring issue with this market, are you suggesting there's a selling imperative on the emergency response side? In other words, is there a requirement that can be driven to compel the use of your technology, or is this purely through the existing grid channels?
Yeah, I mean, I think our customers are not just looking at this for emergency reasons, if I understood your question correctly. I mean, I think in general, people want data. We all want data. We all have devices on us that are giving us, I mean, all of us have cell phones here, right? And so the utilities are telling us, we want this data. We want to ultimately get to a model where we can predict issues before they happen. And you can do that with this product. We capture waveforms. And, if we know what a waveform looks like when a transformer dies, guess what? That's a pattern. We'll find it again. And we'll be able to go towards a predictive sort of capability.
So is this an upfront purchase of the unit and then ongoing sale of software and services?
Correct. So we have a recurring revenue model with our software that grows exponentially as more sensors get adopted. But we sell these devices. I'll give you an example. One of our customers, Southern California Edison, they've got 60,000 underground vaults. They want to automate 20,000 of them. We sell each one of these between 4,500 to 7,000. So that just gives you the magnitude of these are really big deployments, and then the software just really helps as well as the services in just making cash flow more sustainable and predictable for us.
Great. Thank you, Raj.
Thank you so much.